Hello everybody and welcome back to part 3 of our Instagram clone tutorial. In this video we're going to be working on hooking up this front end system so we can register and sign in an account, which will then take us to our home route, but we cannot access that right now because we have authentication on the front end blocking that. And to do this, we need to install a couple of things. So let's open up our terminal. As you can see, I already have my Surface running, which we've gone over in the previous tutorials. So now we have to run npm I inside the Insta client. So inside the view directory, we want to run npm I Axios. Axios like that. Hit enter, and that will install Axios, which is going to be our Vue HTTP prototype, so we can basically make requests to the server a lot easier. And there we go, that should now be installed. So if we go back to our, there's the wrong one, the Insta client, there we go. If we go back to our main.js, I've got a little paste board here to paste in. And as you can see, we've just pasted in this import Axios from Axios and then prototype of HTTP to Axios, which means that we can now use in our thing, let's say something like $http.get, and then we can do a get route and stuff like that. Okay, so that's good, and we have our server. So in our index model, we have these two routes, login and register, and we need to hook those up. Also, in our routes, we obviously, in our controller, we basically have what this does, and basically login find something and register find or gets register. I'm going to open up Postman quickly because in the first tutorial, in part 1, we created some routes. Let's bring this up here. We created some routes. It went back down to the other screen, my bad. Okay, don't interrupt me this time, Postman. We got this. All right, we created some get request or post requests that did stuff for us, a register and a login. So we could do a login now, and actually our body, our pass123. Oh, hello, dismiss. So we already have an account. We already created this account. Oh, did I just delete that? Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. We already created this, which allows us to, that's our email and that's our password. And this is hashed in our MongoDB database. So we're going to use that to log in first. So we need to hook up the login route. Now, if we go back to our Vue client or our Vue instance or Vue code repo, whatever you want to call it, in our Vue, our login.vue, we want to basically go down here and create a new method. So we're going to say methods, and then we're going to say login, I guess the method would be called. I guess that makes sense, right? Login, and I think that is good. Now let's just add a log in here, and we're going to say attempt login. Now up where we have our button, we're going to add a click event to this, and it's going to be clicking through to our login method. Now if we open up DevTools, and we don't want that, although you know what, that's actually not that bad. But still, if we hit login, as you can see, it says attempt login. So that works. That is all set up, ready for us to go. Now let's basically get the info. So let's log something quickly again. Let's say this.email, and we're actually going to write here email, and then we're going to duplicate this and say this.password, and we're going to pass through password. Hit save. Where's our little thing now? I'm going to bring this just here so we can easily click it when we need it. Let's hit login, and it says email password of nothing because we had nothing. So let's say hello@tylerpots.co.uk and pass123. Let's hit login, and there you go. We see the information we've passed through. So that is useful information. Where are we here now? So let's now, after we've got this all good, so we know that works. We know we're getting the correct information through. We now need to basically actually hook it up, and we actually have to do some validation. So we want to check here. We want to say if this dot email is not equal to undefined. So if we go, I think type R, no, because we set equal to an empty string, don't we? It's not equal to an empty string, and this dot password is not equal to an empty string. We are then going to basically, actually, no, we're going to, if it is equal to an empty string, we then should return an alert that says, oh, we don't need to, no, we need to, yeah, because that'll bring us out of the function. Yeah, return an alert that says, please fill in all fields. We'll do some proper authentication if people want that at the end, but we'll just see what this does for now. Now let's just say log in. Okay, now let's hit login. Please fill in all fields. There we go. So if we just did hello at tylerpotts.co.uk and we hit login, we don't get that error because I did so we need to actually do or. So if that either of them are equal to the wrong thing, so if we go here, we hit login, there we go. It's still going to call it now, even if we only have one of them, because we need both. So that's fine. So what that's just saying is if we've got an empty email or an empty password field, then just return an alert and return out of this method. Okay, so we've got that. We now want to basically we want to make a request now to the server. So we want to say, I don't know if it's this, I think it is this $http post. So we want .post, and then we want to write the URL, which we're actually going to store in we're actually finally going to use our state, and we're just going to say, do we use state or do we create a login? You know what, just for simplicity, we're going to use our state, just so I can show you how it works. So we're using the fuex state, and we're going to set in the login, or no, not the login, the API URL, and we're basically going to say it's https:// localhost 3000 / and that is basically all we're saying for that. So now in login, we're going to say this dot store dot, or actually let's pull it through into a variable. So we'll say let URL or API URL equal this dot $store dot state dot API URL. There we go, and then we can pass through here API URL plus, and then we need to actually add on user. Is it user or users? How did we set that up? Let's go to our server.js, and we use user. Nice, that's correct. So user / and then this is the login route. So we're going to say user / login, and then we're going to pass through a payload. So this is going to say, what actually should it say? Did we say email? How do we get it through in our login? Email and then password. Yes, so that's all we do. We just pass in an email and a password. So we'll say email is equal to, or well, we'll say this dot email, and password is equal to this dot password. Now, once that has sent, we're going to add a dot then. So we're going to catch the response, and basically we're going to say response is an equal to an arrow function, and we're just going to log the response for now. We're also going to add a catch to see if we get an error, and if we get an error, we're going to console.log error for now. Now let's see what happens when we don't need these. I don't know what I've been using them. Everything I've been creating has just been adding these on or removing them, so I just thought we'll stick to them off. Okay, so there we go. Now let's open up this. So we have this, the DevTools next to us, and now let's say hello at tylerpotts.co.uk, and then the password's pass123. If we hit login, network error. What is this saying? ESL protocol. Let's have a look what our server is saying. Nothing. What is that saying then? So localhost user login net. Let's have a look at our network tab. All or XHR and login failed. Professional headers are shown. No referrer. Ah, oh, damn it, my bad. Guys, I already see what's happened. So if we go to our site, I use HTTPS, but we're just using HTTP because we're not got SSL on this server. If you had SSL, then you'd use HTTPS, but in this case, you're using HTTP. So let's try again. Hello at tylerpots.co.uk and pass 123. Let's go to the console. Let's hit login. Oh, I just hit that twice. And there we go. We get some requests, data. So we've got the data we got passed back. We've got our token, which is great. Our config, requests. Nice. Everything is all in here and everything we need. So that is working perfectly. What does our server say? Nothing, because we didn't add anything in there. Great. So now we want to do something with this data, and we want to basically say local storage dot set item, and we want to say JWT, and we want to set it equal to response dot data dot, what was it actually called? What was it in? So data token dot token, and I think that should be a string, so that should work. And then just to make sure, we're then going to log local storage, if I can spell, storage dot get item, and we're going to say JWT. So let's do that, and we're actually going to put here token, like that. Hit save. We don't need those. I keep adding them in. It's such a habit. Let's go back. Let's try that again. So we'll say hello at tylerpots.co.uk. Oh, .k, that's not correct. And down here we'll say pass 123. Hit login. And there we go. We get our token. So that is correct. That has worked out perfectly. Now we have the token. We should be able to go to our home route. And there we go. We're able now to access our home route. That is great. But at the same time, we want to basically, at the same time, we want to basically make it do it itself, so it takes us ourselves. Cool. It's looking good. Okay. So let's go back to our routes.js now. So now every single time our JW2 is equal to no, it's going to take us back to this, else it's just going to say next. But so every time it's not equal to null, we want to do more than that. We want to say next. We're then going to say path. Oh, that's not going to work though, is it? Sorry, my bad. Ignore me. I think every time we want to access so we've got our register, our login route, and our home route. Again, our home route requires auth true, which means we can only access that once we've got authentication, which our authentication is inside our router.before each method. Okay, so in here we want to say if, and we want to say, sorry, my bad, not that. If it requires auth, what have we got? If it requires auth, so if it doesn't, sorry, here we go. So if it doesn't require auth, we want to make this same check. We want to say if it's equal to null, or if it's not equal to null, we then want to say path just slash, and then params. We'll say next URL, and we will say 2.full path. Is it 2.full path? I don't think so. I think it's next URL is actually equal to, this should I think this should be just a forward, this should just be slash, but I'm not sure. So let's, and then else next, like that. Hit save. Let's bring us back to login. There we go. So now we're logged in. It will automatically redirect us here. Now to log out, we're going to have an issue. We're going to have to go to our sources tab. Is it sources? I can't remember. Memory. No. Application. Of course. So we're going to go to local storage, localhost, and our JWT, we're just going to delete selected. Now, if we refresh here, it takes us back to login. If we log in and we go to pass123 and we hit login, that should have logged us in, but we now need to set up a route to actually take us there. So once this is done, so we actually want to make a check. Oh, hello. What did we say? What did we actually get when we do a console? Like, we've removed the rest. So we want to log response again. Slash login. Oh, we've got this. See, this is where we need to set up some just application. We need to set up something that we can, some debug tools, some development tools in development, so we can actually just click like a button that does it, like a little floating toolbox down here we can click. That'd be cool. Maybe I'll do that as a tutorial one time. Let me know if you want that happening. All right. Now, if we refresh, we're back home. Let's go to console. Now let's try logging in again. We'll say hello at tylerpots.co.uk. Password, it's pass123. Let's hit log, and here's what we get passed. So what is the data? Login successful. I actually want to now go back to our Node.js instance, and where we have login and we return message login successful, I actually want to change this to auth, and I want to set this to true. I then want to say down here, a message, I want to say auth is equal to false. Wait, what am I doing? False. And the message passwords did not match. What else there? So if it's match, else passwords does not match. We don't actually need this else, right? We could just return from here. There we go. So let's spread that out so it looks good. So now this should work. We're going to have to delete our stuff again. This is where it gets annoying because we have to keep doing this every single time we log in now, but we will set up some things hopefully in the future, or create something that will allow us to quickly have some tools to do stuff like this. Let's refresh back here, and now let's go back to our login view, and we want to say if response.data.auth, we want to say set item to, let's remove that, let's actually add some brackets or some curly brace in here. So if data is equal to auth, we want to say token, we want to set the token, then we want to say route this, it's not dollar, is it this dot route, is it dollar route or router dot to or dot navigate. I think this is actually a Nuxt thing. I think I might be doing this completely wrong, but we'll find out in a second. And we're just going to say slash save. Now let's go, and we're going to say else alert error for now. Now let's see what happens here. Hello at tylerpots.co.uk, and the password is pass123. Oh, I did that wrong. Pass123. Let's hit login, and that didn't work. So we have this.route.navigate is not a function. Good. So I thought that's definitely a Nuxt thing. I spent way too much time doing Nuxt. What is the way to route in Vue? And do we have to import the router into, no, because we've imported it into router.js, which is imported into main.js. So that should work fine. It's called router. I think it actually is router. So we're passing in router here. So let's go to, we can close the store file. Let's go to our login and let's change $route to router.navigate, or is it .to? I feel like we'll use navigate quickly. Let's refresh because that's gonna, no, that's not gonna log us in. So we'll go hello at tylerpots.com. I should have chosen an easier email. Pass 123. Let's hit login. And enough for error. Router.navigate is nothing. Let's just log router. Log. This is how you debug, people. Just trial and error. Let's go to application, JWT, delete, console, back over here. Hello at Tyler.uk. Password is pass123. Let's log in. View router. Here we go. So what have we got here? We've got mode. We've got fallback, history, matcher, resolve hook, options. What's this? No. Prototype. Oh, here we go. .go, get match components before each. Yep, we've seen all this stuff. What else can we do? .push. I think it's .push, isn't it? What arguments do you take? No. Oh, constructor, that would be useful. Location, on complete, or on abort. There we go. So yes, this is it. So it should be this.router.push, and then we're going to say slash, which is going to take us home. There we go. We got there in the end, guys. Just a bit of debugging for you. Let's hit refresh. That's going to take us there anyway because we need to remove the JWT. Let's refresh. Back to the login page. Hello at tylerpots.co.uk. Password is pass123. Hit login, and there you go. It logs us in. And now we can't go back to login because we are logged in. So it redirects us back to our home page, which we will set up soon. Let's get the register working now. So let's log out. There's our logout button. Actually, you know what? In our home view, let's go. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm doing stuff. Let's just add a button in here. Button. That can be it for now. That's it. That's that's not how you write button, is it? That's a class name from Bootstrap. Oh, don't judge me. Log out, and we'll say @click log out, and we'll go down here. Script with JavaScript, methods, log out. No, it's that. And we're going to say local storage.remove item, and it's going to be JWT. We're then going to say this $router.push/login. Save. There we go. Log out button, hit log out, and we're back home. There we go. So we don't have to keep deleting it every time we're logged in. Nice. So now we're back here. Let's click on the sign up page. And now we can actually sign up. So let's set up this route. So let's close all these. We don't need any of this yet. Let's go into register. Hello, here we are. So now let's create a method inside of here. And this method is basically just going to be called, can you guess? I'll let you guess. Give you 3 seconds. Yes, it's going to be called register. Huh. And we're basically going to be doing what Vue does with this post request. So we might as well just copy this quickly and paste that in there. But this time, we're actually going to be doing a lot more. So we're going to be passing through forename, which is going to be equal to this.forename, surname, which is going to be equal to, can you guess, this.surname, and password. So that should be everything. So we should be able to register now. We can finally make an easier account. Oh, and this should now change to register. Oh, registering. That's perfect. Nailed it. And now we can log the response just so we see what we go. Oh, hello. Where are we gone? Not that far down. Thank you very much. Let's hit save. And that should now work when we obviously have to add a click to this button. And we'll say register. So hit save. Let's open up our little terminal here so we know what's happening. Now let's add some forename. And we'll say Tyler Pots, and our email will be test@test.com, and our password will be 1234. Super simple. Please don't hack me. Register, and we have an error. Fee on handler API URL is not defined. Yes, no, it's not. Let's go back to login. We forgot to pull in this here. Oh, and our You know what, we need all of this. This is all relevant, but now we need to add a couple more. So we need to say, or this dot forename is equal to an empty string. You know what, this can start coming down onto its own lines now. Or this dot surname is equal to that. There we go. And I'm going to put this in curly braces because it's going to really annoy me now. Good, great, smashing. No, that's annoying. But I am going to bring this onto its own line. So it looks, it doesn't look neat, does it? Bring that back one. There we go. Let's hit save. We know what that does. Let's hit register. Yes, please fill in all fields. That's good, it works. Tyler, oh, look at that. test@test.com, and the password will be 1234. Let's hit register. Oh, and what did we get back? This time we actually got some data. Ignore this. This was from earlier. I didn't refresh my page. And there we go. We get back our user ID, which is great, although we don't need that. We would actually, once we registered, do we then go to sign in, or do you think the user experience should actually take you and log you straight in? I think it should. It should log you straight in, right? So we're going to do the same as what we do here. We're going to copy this. I think it's literally just going to be the same. Because it pretty much is the same. It's just two different ways of doing it. You can either start from scratch where you register a new account, or you can obviously sign in with your current account. No, not your bank current account, people. Come on, be real. Let's go into main. No, Fuse. Where are we going? We're going into the wrong. We need to go into our node, and where it says register, and we return. We're actually going to copy. We're actually going to do this here. So we're going to do the exact same thing we do. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. Let's do that, but we need to change result ID where user ID is. There we go. And that looks good. There we go, token, and then we need to say, if that doesn't work, in our catch, I guess we'll put that there, or password, or no. Actually, just go in the message, we'll just go past the error for the error in this one. We should probably do that with this, actually. Do we have a catch here? So this is if match. It doesn't seem. We do get an error though, so we could probably return the error message here. But to be fair, it is passwords did not match. Error. We'll pass the error. It'll probably say that in the error. And we're going to test this out soon as well. So where are we? Back to our view. I should create a workspace. I'll show you how to create a workspace in the next video, so we're on the same page and we can do that. But for now, let's test this. So we did register a second ago, right? So we should be registered, but now we want to test this again. So we're going to say Goku-san. His email will just be goku@unif7.com. I don't know, do they have .com in Dragon Ball? I don't know. His password will be, I was about to say Gohan, but that's bad. What about Goten? Dragon, that'll do. Register. And it logged us in, so now we're logged in. Awesome. So that's good. So we've got a few bits working now in our app. We can now log in, log out. In here we'll say test@test.com, and the password was 1234. Log in, and there we go. We can log in as that one too. Nice. So that is all good. Let's try and get this wrong now. So we'll say test@test.com, and let's just put in a password of 4321. Hit login, and what do we get here? Request failed with a status code of 500. But it didn't give us an actual. Did it pass back the error message? I don't think it did. Oh, it's because we're not doing anything. So where's our login view? And if we get an error, throw this error, that's fine. But if we get an error over it, did we just log just error? Is that a thing? Error with response. I don't know which one the thing is, so let's try that again. Let's refresh so we can clear up that, and now we can say in here test@test.com. Password would be 123. No, 4321. Log in. Error with status code. Again, I don't think it's going to call this. So what's this? This is if response, if auth. So that fails. So if that fails, it should call the alert. Oh, that's an alert. That's not going to work, is it? Let's just log error response. I'm pretty sure this is what the catch is supposed to do as well. So probably we're going to say here error and then pass the error. Now let's see what happens when we run this. Let's just clear this. In here, run test@test.com, and the password will be 4321, the wrong password. Hit enter, and we get error. Good. So that is the actual 500 we're getting back. So I think we actually need to change the status code we send back. Inside of controller, we send back a 500 status code. I think we need to send something back along the lines of something different. So if we send back, what can we send back? So let's go HTTP status codes. Useful. Client error. No. User auth error. 401 unauthorized status code. 401, that'll do, right? Is this our that's our register, this one here. 401, and we'll send this back. So that should be a better status code. Let's hope it works. Let's hit login. And we get a status code 401, but it's not giving us our actual error. Why? Why are you not giving us back our error? We're returning the error, right? It's this one here which is coming through, but it's just giving us the error this catches and not the error we want. So maybe we can, instead of passing back just the error, let's go in here. I would say 200 anyway, and we're just going to say or false, and then the error message. Because in theory it doesn't fail, but it does fail. Log in. Here we go, that's better. Message is equal to null though. Error data, oh right side, message from the database, so the actual data.message. This. So does this not give an error? Oh, so we need to say else. And this is where we go, oh, we'll say error or false. And this will be passwords do not match. So there we go. So I'll say passwords do not match, and then we can return. No, that's fine. So yeah, that one is passwords do not match. That's fine. But do we do 401? Oh, it doesn't work if we do 401. How? Why? Why does it give us this? Actually, do we even need to send the code? Can we just return with? Can we just send that? This is such a hacky way to do things, guys. I apologize. Status codes are never my best things. Test@test.com. 4321. Hit login. Error status 200, but it's still got an error. Nice. So that's fine. That works. We didn't pass the status code, but it gave it automated. Passwords do not match. Or password is incorrect. That doesn't make sense if I do that. Password does not. Or password is incorrect. Cool. And then up here, if we check now, up here, if we go up here and we say if user or type of user is equal to undefined. Actually, we need to log user to test this. So let's log a user, and a user we've never done before. We're just going to say email@email.com. Let's go over here and let's hit login. Cannot read property of compared passwords of null. Right, cool. So you didn't log my user like I asked you to. Return, save. So we return out of this. Null. Cool. So if you, so we'll just say, oh, hello. If not user, we're going to say return anyway, because we want to return. And we want to send back another failed message, which says email address not found, or user not found. Cool, so there are status codes there. So basically this one here is checking if the email we provided is actually real and it's in our database. If it's in our database, it will skip over this and it will go straight to user compare. Else, if it doesn't exist, so if the user we pass through doesn't exist, we're going to say user not found, basically. And then basically, if the email does exist, then we'll go into user and we'll test the password. So we'll check if the password matches. If it does match, we're then going to send back a token and auth of true. Else, if it doesn't match, we're going to say password's incorrect. And if error, so if we get an error, we're just going to rest.send. But this time we're going to add a status code of 500 because this is an internal server error at this point. And we'll say message can be the error and the auth can still be false because that's where we're at. Nice, and we can return out of this because else it's going to give us errors. I don't know why I keep adding that. Return will be fine on its own. Good. And we can do the same here, so let's remove that. And that, it looks like we're sending back the correct stuff anyway, so catch error, send back false, and yep, so this one's working fine anyway. There's only 2 results you can get out of registering. Or maybe can you? Because if this usernet email still, oh no, because it's going to pass back the correct error anyway. Maybe we should just, there we go. Cool, so, but that means we have to set up the same sort of system for our register view. So the response, we're going to say console.log response for now. And we'll print these to the screen, these errors. Actually, we'll do it now. We'll set all this stuff up in this video, and then in the next video, we'll start working on the actual functionality of uploading images using Malta, which would be awesome. So let's set this all up now. Over here, what we got? So we've got the register. So we want to create a little thing under here, which is called .error. And this is just the error message, which we're going to have, or is it going to be error message? Just error message, and then can we theme model this? I don't know if you can theme model this. Actually, we'll do an if, actually, can't we? We could do a fee if, and we'll say if error. So we'll have an error thing. So if error results to true, we're then going to say in here, or has errors will be our parameter, and then we're going to say if it has errors, we're going to say in here error. We're going to pass through the error. So now in here, let's say has errors is equal to false to start with, and then error will be equal to an empty string. Now down here where we get errors, so else, what's our login say here? So console.log error response, and the response.data.message is what we want. Right, so let's copy that, and we're going to say this dot error is equal to, that's not correct, that, and this dot has errors is equal to true. So what's that one for? So that's if our register fails. Why would our register fail? Oh, if the email already exists would be one. And we're going to do the same down here, although I don't think this like more of an internal error one, right? So I don't think the error message will come through. Let's just go pass through that error message itself. So now let's go to our register page. Let's give my name again. Let's say if someone tried to register as me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Register. Here we go. We got an error, so that's not correct. But dot error message. So we want message dot. So we want to pass that in theory. Duplicate key error. Instaclone dot users email. And the email is thing. So basically, we want to check for that. What's that code? 1100. 11,000. Sorry, Jesus, that's a big number. Let's go back to our. Oh no, that's not. We want to go to our server here, and in controllers where we pass that back in register. Where was that one? So I'm guessing that's the catch, right? So dot message, and that's equal to driver, because yes, that's the only error we can pass back. So in here, we want to error message. Oh god, okay, we want to say if error dot code is equal to 11000, so 1100. We're then going to say we're going to create our own custom messenger here. We're going to say email already exists. So that's good. Else, we're just going to, for now, actually, we don't even need to do an else. We'll just say return out of this in case thingy, and if not, we're just going to say rest.send auth false message and internal server error has occurred. Why did I capitalize the server but nothing else? An internal server error has occurred. That's right. Right? I don't know. Let's do that. Now let's try this again. So we hit register. Email already exists. There we go. Nice. So that it's one thing what pops up. Let's go and style that up. So in register, what is this called? It's called error message. Down in our code, in our main form group. Is it in our form group? Where do we pull it? It's in our form group. So go say here dot error message, and we're going to add margin of 15.0. Actually, you know, I think 15 pixels. Probably padding of 15 pixels. Color equal to a red because it's an error. Actually, I kind of want to do like a little token actually. So let's add a margin of 15 pixels, 0 pixels. Padding of 15 will be fine, or padding of 10 will be fine. Background color is going to be equal to RGBA of 200, 0, 0, 0.34. Yep, do that. Ah, there we go. Okay, that looks alright. That's maybe a bit too much. Let's do 2. There we go. Nice. That's nice. I like that. Color of the actual text will be 171717. Font size probably 18 pixels. Bigger or smaller? Maybe small. Maybe back. Nah, I think default is fine. Font weight though, probably bold. Yep, that's good. Stands out. And then we'll add a border radius of 8 pixels. Nice. Email already exists. And then can we highlight this? I want to say up here where we have where is it? So the email, because this is the only one we could really get an error on. The rest of them are, you can call it anything and you won't get an error. Well, I guess we can, but we'll add a class equal to error, or, well, actually, we'll do an if statement. We'll say has errors. I know. Yeah, so has errors. If it has errors, then we're going to say a class of error, else nothing. If it has errors, error, and then we'll say dot error in form group input, and dot error background will be equal to RGBA, that one, just the same as that, I think, just to highlight it. Hit save. RGBA, so we'll set the background and we'll set a border of 1 pixel solid, and we'll set that to a dark red. So if we have an error 1 2 3 4 red, there you go, that goes red around the edges, and if we refresh and we don't autofill, we just write out ourselves. Actually, I think test at test.com is also 1 2 3 4 register. There we go. So that's what it looks like if it's red. It'll say email or exists, and then it'll highlight that just so we know. So I feel that's quite good. Login. Now this one is a different ball game, and I really feel like we should have created a global style for all of this instead of using scopes. We could pull the form group out. I feel like that would be good from register and just put that in, because at the same time this just literally, all of this can literally come out and work. If we grab, where's that? So that goes all the way down there. Good. Okay, we're going to grab this. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to go to our app for now, where it's not scoped, and under app I'm just going to paste this in. I'm going to highlight all of this too. Bring it back by 1, hit save over here, and nothing should have changed. Nice. Let's go into login and remove the form group stuff as well. But it all should look the same. Good. It's all good. Good. Everything's working. Nice. Good. That's a win for us, guys. Where are we at now? We're now checking out. We're doing error checks, aren't we? So we're going to check in here if response equal to response there. So we want to add in here has errors, and we set this equal to false, and then we're going to say error and just set that equal to an empty string. Gonna have the same thing, so let's go to register up here. Where are we? There we go, pass errors, that one. And we'll paste that underneath that, hit save. We shouldn't see anything because there's no errors just yet. But now, if we have an error, we're gonna say this dot has errors equal to true, and this dot error is equal to response.data.message. And let's see what we get through from this. So it's save, and what we're doing, so we want to log in, but let's say we go for hello@tylerpot.co.uk, and the password I'm just going to put in completely wrong. Hit save. Password is incorrect. Nice, so that one came through straight away. This one we kind of have to do a thing, but if we go here now and we say not email@email.com and we log in, user not found. So there we go. So that user is not thing. So user not found, should say email not found. Yeah, I think we'll change that to email not found. So up here, user not found, we'll change this to email not found. So now if we write this again, email not found. And now we need to highlight these specifically. So I want to go here and I'm going to create a class which is equal to, which is going to say email error, and if we have an email error, we're going to pass through the error, else nothing, and we'll copy this and do it on password, but we're going to say pass error, and now here we'll say email error, and we'll say false, and pass error is equal to false. Okay, cool. That should be good. Now we just need to check what we have. So So if message, so that said email not found. What status do we get with that? So let's log this dot, no, we'll just log response, right? Response. Let's try that again. So we'll just do email at email. Now be fine. Random password login. Email not found. What did it actually pass through in our console? So our data says all false. Email not found. I feel like, okay, so instead of just sending that, so this is email not found, we're also going to give the error type, and we're going to set this to email. Right, I feel like that should work. Maybe, it feels, if we could add our own special status of like 1600, that would be a lot better. Let's see if that works. Probably won't. Log in. No. Does not like that. What does it say? Invalid status code. Of course it does. We won't set one. Send error type email. So we're going to set that to email. And then in our... Actually, we'll just say email. And we'll say true, because that's basically, it will say email error. Or error email. Mail error. That works, okay? And for this one, we'll say pass error, and we'll set that equal to true. Now, in our view route, we'll say if response dot data dot, what was it, email or mail error, we'll say this dot email error is equal to true, and then we'll say if response dot data dot pass error is equal to true, we'll say this dot pass error is equal to true. So that should actually work now. So let's say we put a wrong email in and a password in. Email not found, nice. And now let's say we get the right one. So we'll say my user. And we say wrong pass. There we go. So that goes incorrect, but that means that is incorrect too. So we're just going to say this dot email error is equal to false. And we'll do the same here. Else this dot pass error is equal to false. That's not an equal sign. Save. Come back. There we go. Let's say test@test.com, which is an email, and the password will be completely wrong. There we go. Now let's say, it doesn't matter about what password we have, but if we say email@test.com and log in, the email is not found. There we go. So that is all working. And we can still log in as usual with no errors. Wow, so that is amazing. That has worked out perfectly in our favor. I feel like when we first log in as well, we should pass down a username and stuff like that, so we can actually display it. All our user information, I guess we're going to have to pass down our user information anyway. So we will get that when we actually log in and set that in our Vuex instance. But for now, guys, I hope you learn how to hook up your Vue routes with your Vue or with your Node client, and I hope you learn how to handle your data or your responses from the server. Also, what else did we do this one? So we've managed to connect it up so we can log in and out, and the email now works. Sign up, sign in routes all work. So that looks like everything is working perfectly fine. Alright guys, so thank you all for watching this video. If you did like the video, then leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button, and if you want to get notified straight away, hit the little bell button next to it so you never miss a video. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or absolutely anything you want to say, then drop it in the comments below. You can also join us at our Discord server. The link is in the description. I also do have a Patreon now, so anybody who wants to support me financially will get there's a few benefits. You can go check out my Patreon page. The link's in the description. Anybody who does support me via Patreon, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate everything you do, and I will keep using your support to build up a better equipment to create better content and use more of my time towards content creation. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you thought about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back.